she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita, but definitely set this party off right.
Thanks for joining us on our first episode of Love, Marriage, and Everything in Between. We finally have made it to this point. It has been a journey. So I'm happy that we are here. We're going to chop it up just to set some perimeters of what we're going to be talking about with our podcast. It's going to involve marriage, love, parenting, business, finance, and everything in between, you know, what the title says. So I'm going to kick it off. I know I didn't tell you about this, baby.
Okay.
But I'm going to start us off by going over a little bio that I wrote about you.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to give you an introduction.
So I don't have a bio about you. What am I?
Well, you know what? You're more of a off the cuff type of person. You know me, I gotta write things down. So I'm just gonna give my husband's bio. I think the world of him. I think he is everything. I'm always giving him all of these jobs to do and things like that. I just think he could do everything. So this is what I got. Okay. Taylor Pace Sr. is a dedicated entrepreneur, insurance broker, and financer with a passion for helping individuals and families secure their financial future. With a strong background in finance and business, he owns and operates a successful insurance agency. Okay. Beyond business, Dwight is a devoted husband and father, committed to building a lasting legacy for his family and community. He is also stepping into the world of acting, embracing new challenges while continuing to guide others towards financial empowerment. So I wanted to do a bio for my husband because my husband is so humble. He has really accomplished a lot. He is just so humble. So
wow, babe, I appreciate that. I mean, we kind of said we was going in this together, but you really had me looking like I'm not prepared. Yeah. So thank you. I appreciate that. And you are my biggest fan, and I realize that. But I'm excited. This is something new for us. I don't have a bio written, but this is my wife, Shannon Taylor Pay, my wife of 20 years. She has a very, very high level background in IT, in health. Something that she does not mention as much is that she is responsible for every health goal that our family has had. Man, I was 320 pounds at one point. And I tell you, just by her really curating a regimen for us, lessening the meat that was eaten in our home, the exercise goals, and just far as the groceries, being so intentional on what we bring in our house, it changed my life. It changed our family's life and how we look at food and our relationship with food. So on top of that, she is a magnificent cook / chef that is the owner operator of Mabel's Food Truck. And I couldn't be more proud. She left a very successful IT career to step out on faith. I've always wanted her to be her own boss.
You did.
But she had to do it on her time. And she's doing well. I know that we haven't heard the last of Mabel's, which you have been able to accomplish in Baltimore, which you are beginning to accomplish here in Houston. And I'm excited every time I come out. I'm glad to help you when I can help you. And you're just doing a terrific job.
Thank you.
So
appreciate that.
That's a little bit about us.
Yep.
And I'm ready to get into it.
Okay, so we're going to get into it. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Okay. As I wrote in your bio that you are starting to focus on acting. Okay. This is something that you have been passionate about.
Okay.
Okay, you have a birthday coming up. You know, you're getting older. Why
I'm
now?
getting wiser.
That's what you say. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with getting older.
Okay.
Embrace
Okay.
it.
Okay.
All right?
All right. I got you.
So, why now? Why now? Why are you pursuing this? Is this something that you've always been passionate about? Or, you know, give me some information on that. You know,
The
because
funny thing about this question is that she has completely flipped the script on what we're talking about, but I love it. She is blindsided me. So a lot of people may not know that I took up journalism in college. I also had some opportunity to do some things in theater. I did an internship at the Afro, but I've always known that I've had a passion for acting. Okay. I had a role that I was able to audition for years ago. I didn't get it, but I did get some great contacts and great reviews, and I feel like life just started happening with our children. I mean, we went all in into parenting, AAU tournaments, football tournaments, baseball all throughout the year, soccer. Then your kids want to specialize, you just don't have the time. So I don't regret it, but I do believe that God is on time when He puts something on our heart to pursue.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's dope.
yeah. So that's where we're at for Shannon's birthday, and we had the opportunity to meet someone at brunch, in which I've been able to stay in contact with. But you know, with so much opportunity out here, why not? You know, when we're 60, 70, 80, I don't want to say, what do you think could have happened if?
Right.
I want to do it.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I think a lot of times we get in our own way. When we get a certain age, we feel like it's too late, or,
Right.
you know, I missed that time. But, you know, that's very, you know, awesome of you to step out, you know, to accomplish that goal.
I mean,
you know.
look, at the end of the day, you know, we're from Baltimore, Maryland. We have seen worse. What's the worst that can happen?
Right,
It doesn't work out, but I never think that it's not going to work out. So we're going to see where it takes us.
Okay. So you said that I went off script. What was I supposed to talk about?
Man, we're supposed to be talking about you and Mabel's.
Oh,
the
okay.
difference in Mabel's.
Okay.
You know, Mabel's, I think it's a very important story behind Mabel's, because for everyone that doesn't know or do know that my wife owns and operates Mabel's Food Truck. It's named after her grandmother, Mabel Lee Jones. But when we first got married, my wife and her family known cooks, all of them. I come from a family of people that cook from scratch as well, but I think we had a different relationship / appreciation for food. I think you had more of an understanding and appreciation with your family being from the South, Baton Rouge. My family, basically from West Baltimore. And to me, food was food, and that's me being a guy. But as we began to get to know each other, you really encouraged me to cook and started honing in and teaching me things and teaching practices. And we had a dream that one day we would do what?
Open up a restaurant.
Open up a restaurant. And here we are at 2025. We got married in August of 2004, and you were running Mabel's Food Truck.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And wow.
Why so long?
Well, when we first had the idea and the dream to open up a restaurant, it has changed so much. I remember we wanted to have a big restaurant,
Right.
You know, something huge. Then we realized, okay, that's going to be hard to manage. You know, restaurants don't last that long. They're prone to failing.
People were telling us that because we
Yeah.
were so young and ambitious.
Yeah, we had different ideas of what we was going to sell. We was going to sell everything, you know, Jamaican food, soul food, Italian food.
Everything we knew how to cook, basically.
Yeah. So that was a mess. Then, you know, when my IT career took off, you was just going to do something on your own.
Right.
And then that didn't happen. And then, you know,
we were considering buying a house across of Northeast Market in East Baltimore on Collington.
Yeah.
And we were going to gut the home out and put a restaurant in it. And
what happened?
I was trying to play bully ball with the auction company, Ashland. He wanted $35,000 for the house, which was a great deal.
That was a good location.
And I wanted to pay $29,000 for it. And it went to auction, and I think somebody bought it for $33,000.
Wow, yeah,
that was a perfect location. Yeah. And the last time I looked, I think those homes on that street are going for about $93,000. So, you know, we would have doubled our profit by now.
But I will say this, everything happens for a reason, because with all of those different changes and you doing this, I'm doing this, and, you know, the menu is this, the menu is that, the name is this, the name is that, because the name was going to be Jasmine after my mom. Then
we had Cloud9.
Then Cloud9. Then we went to Jazzy. So everything happened for a reason. So to solidify how we kind of got to what we got to currently, I want to talk about our health journey with food. So in 2016, we went to Punta Cana, to this resort, and all the food was nasty on this resort except for this one steakhouse. We stayed at this resort for like 5 days. So
it was a long vacation. I think it was 7 days, and we said we weren't doing 7 days after that.
We ate steak for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, for our whole duration. By the time we got off of this trip, we was like, we are done with meat. We just stopped eating meat cold turkey. We already didn't eat pork, but we still ate, you know, steak, chicken, stuff like that, turkey. So we just stopped cold turkey.
Right.
So 2016, we're vegan. Okay. So in 2016, being a vegan was so hard. All you had was juicing, French fries, or salad. So when we came back from the trip, it was still warm. You know, I think we went for your birthday or something, so it was still warm. So I was actually doing good until it started getting cold. I had to tap out of being a vegan. I tapped out, you still stuck in it. So my husband is still in the vegan game. We're trying to go out, you know. My husband like, okay, I guess I just, you know, get some fries. You know, do you cook your fries in separate
That's when I was
grease?
like a baby vegan, like not really eating clean.
Yeah, but let me say this. You know, so my husband is like, you know, do you cook your fries in different grease? They're like, no, we cook the fries in the same grease as chicken. Mm-hmm. Okay? As our wings, you know, as our fish. So my husband is like, oh no, I can't eat that then. So next, okay, maybe let me go to the year 2018. Okay, 2018, things are getting a little better for vegans. Now you got, you know, like vegan burgers coming out, things like that. But now, okay, the burger is vegan, okay, but the bun has dairy in it. Okay, so it's just like, okay, what are we doing? It's not completely vegan.
Right.
So fast forward to 2021, my grandmother is now living with us, and it's a wonderful experience. Everybody is coming over to our house. We're having dinner. You know, it's just family fun every night.
Every day.
You know, so it was just a great experience, and that reminded me of how I grew up. You know, growing up, it was always family, food, fun, and music. So that's why you will see with our social media page, I pair the food with music. You know, music is the theme along with the food, because that's how I grew up. My grandmother was always cooking. She had the music playing, and that was something that she would always do. So that's my way of also celebrating her when I'm pairing a artist with, you know, the food that we're showing on our social media. That time was very, very special to us because it was an intimate time. My grandmother had just turned 99. We had a big birthday party for her. Everybody came over. It was just amazing.
Grandchildren, great grandkids, great grandkids, old friends.
And she was so happy. She had a great time. Unfortunately, after her birthday, she had a stroke, and things was never the same after that. She wasn't able to recover. But not to make this moment a sad moment, because my grandmother lived until 99. She lived a fulfilled life. But after my grandmother passed, I knew at that point I wanted to name the food truck Mabel's. She meant so much to all of us. I just wanted to keep that legacy going and just continue to celebrate her. And that's the goal. So with the name being Mabel's, we're going back to my family roots, where we're presenting the Creole cuisines, and we're presenting it in a different manner. So that's why we say authentic Louisiana with a twist. You know, so the twist is up. We're switching things up a little bit. That's the story of how we got to where we are with the name. It was a journey, but everything happens for a reason. It was meant to be Mabel's.
Absolutely.
It was meant to be Mabel's, and it's so natural. And seeing my grandmother's face, it just inspired me each and every day. Like, man, this is legacy. This is something that I want to leave for my boys, because both of our boys know how to cook real good, and you know they help out with the food truck from time to time. So definitely legacy.
Absolutely. I think we're doing a great job of that. And Mabel's, she stood for so much. I mean, one thing, everybody knew Dia could cook. Everybody knew that Dia fed the whole neighborhood, literally. Dia loved her great music. She loved her E&J. And she loved family. I mean, and she made people family. Kids from the neighborhood that didn't have parents or didn't have a place to eat, that was Mabel's. And I think we bring that same energy to the food truck each and every time that we open, which is why 2 days a week is magnificent right now, because for 2 days out of the week, you guys are getting out everything. And it shows in the food.
Yes, it does.
It shows in the food.
Okay, so that was good. So anything? Yeah, so that's the story of how we got to where we are with the name. It was a journey, but everything happens for a reason. It was meant to be Mabel's.
Absolutely.
It was meant to be Mabel's, and it's so natural. And seeing my grandmother's face, it just inspired me each and every day. Like, man, this is legacy. This is something that I want to leave for my boys, because both of our boys know how to cook real good, and you know they help out with the food truck from time to time. So definitely legacy.
Absolutely. I think we're doing a great job of that. And Mabel's, she stood for so much. I mean, one thing, everybody knew Dia could cook. Everybody knew that Dia fed the whole neighborhood, literally. Dia loved her great music. She loved her E&J. And she loved family. I mean, and she made people family. Kids from the neighborhood that didn't have parents or didn't have.
So leading up to the opening of Mabel's, the vision was, okay, it gotta be people out there in the world that's like us, that want to eat tasty food. They may be vegan, they may be pescatarian, However, they don't want their, fries cooked in, chicken grease or fish grease. They want to have something vegan, but they also want the bun to be vegan. They want vegan mayonnaise. They want, vegan butter. So we were just thinking about all of those things, and that led to the creation of our menu. It's very intentional with everything that we do. Now, to get to the meat and potatoes, we're not saying that Mabel's, you do Mabel's for 30 days, you're going to lose 30 pounds. No, that's not the tea. That's not what we're saying. However, what we are saying, if you're a person like my husband and I, that you eat healthy, majority of the time, and you do want to get some good food, some good Creole soul food, and you don't want your stomach to be jacked up because it's dairy and all that other stuff in it, come to Mabel's. Come
Absolutely.
to Mabel's. We don't have meat in our cabbage. We don't have meat in our red beans and rice. And as far as our cabbage is concerned, I use avocado oil. Everything is intentional.
Also, I think something good to mention is that in the dimensions of our veganism, we went from eating processed vegan to then going all in and really eating clean, like, making, using seitan, eating a lot of tofu, eating a lot of green juice, mixing a lot of different things up. But then even with that, you kind of get tired of things that you enjoy eating those healthy things, but you still want things that are flavorful. So I know at one point on your food truck, we were doing the mushroom cheesesteak, we have the mushroom burger on Mabel's food truck now, which is the bun is vegan. The remoulade sauce is vegan. Of course, the portobello mushroom is fried and it's battered in vegan, a plant-based mix, I should say. Everything. And then on top of that, we only use fresh vegetables. So what makes it easy for us? We eat our own food. I think to add to what you say about, you're not saying you eat Mabel's, you're gonna lose weight like Jared, like that sub chain. It's very intentional, all of the ingredients of everything that we cook. So for instance, we are a family to count our calories, okay? Mm-hmm. My wife knows that I love her sister's vegan stuffing. Mm-hmm. Until one year, my sister-in-law revealed the ingredients of the vegan stuffing, and all I could think about is that for a square of this stuffing, that it had to be at least 3,000 calories, if not more. So the intention with our cooking is that we're gonna make things taste as flavorful and as delicious as they can taste while making it as healthy as possible. From the oil that we cook it in, as my wife said, from the butter that we use, from the oil we sauteed, from the measurements of season that we use, also using more herbs than salt.
Yeah, fresh. Well, if you're using fresh ingredients, fresh onions, fresh green peppers, fresh celery, you don't need to, do heavy season.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if you know how to cook, you know how to cook. It's very simple. So, as far as our base, our customers, we call them the Mabel gang, we're not cutting any corners. It's high quality, it's elevated, and you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. It's for a certain group, and if you're not the target, you're not the target. But the food is good.
And I think that's a great point that you make, because there are people that have a very healthy, active lifestyle, and what goes into their body matters. Mm-hmm. And they understand that, okay, you're a pescatarian, I'm vegan, but there are still things that we indulge in that satisfy us that may not be like eating a kale salad. Mm-hmm. It's a lifestyle. It's a health and wellness lifestyle. It's a quality of life. You're going to be able to eat delicious cuisine in which you're not going to feel bloated after eating that food as well.
Right, and especially also, people like you that don't do dairy. You can safely come to Mabel's don't have to worry about us mixing dairy in our batter. Our batter is dairy free. So it's a pretty dope concept. You know, I love being different. I've always been different. I just love it. You know, we're just different, and the food is good.
The food is very good, and an important thing to note is that like a lot of these recipes you got from your family, the Uncle Man, the dear Mama Jazz, which is your mother, and you have found a way to creatively taste exactly as they tasted, if not better, with a healthier twist. You know, I'm not going to give away Uncle Man's ingredients to the crawfish, but I mean, hey, we're able to capture that same taste, those same flavors, and we're doing it with way less calories. That's it. We're not saying that you're going to have, this is a bottomless meal. No, there are calories involved, but all of the extra ingredients, the hidden ingredients, like my sister-in-law's vegan stuffing, we're not doing that. You're not getting 4,500 calories in a meal. We're not doing it, even down to the remoulade sauce.
Thanks.
So I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you let me be a part of Mabel's. And if you haven't had Mabel's, you gotta come to Mabel's food truck. It's an experience. It's not just great food, it's great service as well. And service is just as important. I mean, at the end of the day, we work hard for our money. When you go somewhere, you wanna feel like you appreciate it, you wanna enjoy the food, and you're getting that at Mabel's.
And let's talk about that. You bring up good service. Now, that is definitely one of the pillars of Mabel's, having a good customer experience from beginning to end. We do not play about service. You come to us, you definitely going to get a hello. My husband might tell a joke. You know, you're going to come there, you're going to feel good, you know, and you're going to leave feeling good. And I feel like that's how it should be. I think other communities have taken the Black dollar for granted. And I'm just going to be transparent. If you go into places and spaces and they don't welcome you, they're not speaking to you, and you're spending your money, you need to reevaluate that. You know, they say the Black dollar circulates in the Black community only 6 hours. That's major problem. That's a major problem. And that's a problem only, you know, we can fix. So our community, I feel like, you know, money is too hard to come by these days to just let anybody have it. So what's your thoughts on that?
I agree. I agree. I mean, I think that comes from your family's Southern background as well, being from Baton Rouge. That service is just as important as the food tasting good. And I think that we've been very thankful to have people approach Mabel's food truck with great energy all the time, from the first time to the second. I mean, there's people who we see on a regular basis that are weekly customers, and we're excited to see them, and they're excited to see us, and they're excited to eat with us. You know, so it's almost like we're kind of providing that environment, like a Cheers kind of, but with great food, you know?
Yo, what was dope, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but what was dope was that our customers that spent their anniversary with us. Man. Yo, that was so dope.
Come on. To say that they came out, no, it wasn't raining that night, but to say that they came out, it was their anniversary, and they wanted to be in the house eating Mabel's. Man, that says a lot. That says a whole lot.
Yeah, that's dope.
Imagine getting a quality cuisine. Some people think we're high. I don't think we're high.
No,
but
we're not.
No service fees, no add-on fees, but at the end of the day, food is higher. And we're getting the best of the best. And I've even had to talk to you, Satam, about, you know, margins. I know you're like, hey, people can afford this or that, but at the end of the day, you still have to, the time is putting in. The biscuits are handcrafted.
They are.
You know how easy it is to get biscuits from a wholesaler that sells food and just have them drop the dough off? The mac and cheese, of course, that's made. That's cooked, it's baked. I mean, what are we doing? We're shucking our oysters. You know, being intentional with our menu, with preparing our food, and we take a lot of pride in it.
Yes, we do. And you know, with you being our brand ambassador, so my husband do a lot of infomercials, branding for Mabel's, because he has a personality. He has the personality for it.
Because I got the personality.
Well, of course you believe in the product. I'm your wife, baby. That's my business.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course you're going to believe in the product. I mean.
But I believe in the product as well. I understand it. You're right.
Okay.
That's what it is.
I'm tripping. So what you saying? Like, you know, we're married. So if
if it wasn't like that, I wouldn't let you get to the point to put it out in public. So I believe in it, and you know that.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, but I love you. That's not the situation, but I believe in the product, and so anything I can do to help spread the word of, you know, the excellence, the black excellence that Mabel's brings every time that they open. Yeah, I'm going to do it as much as I can.
Okay. That's what's up.
That's what's up. So, I think we captured everything. Again, this is Women History Month.
Yes.
And I want to acknowledge you for being a woman entrepreneur. And I know there's a lot of women entrepreneurs out there that are doing a lot of things.
Yes.
And my wife is only one of them. So I think it's a great space for women right now just to really exhibit their talents and what they're good at and they're passionate about.
Absolutely.
A lot of women leaving a corporate space and betting on themselves, and you did that. And I love to see that. I love to see that.
Yeah, I love to see that too. You know, if you are in the corporate space and you hate your job and you're thinking about jumping out there, I will say this: hold on to that corporate job as long as you can, and try to do both.
Keep it real.
You know, try to do both as long as you can, and until you get up to that point, you know, to leave. You know, of course, you're going to bet on yourself, but just try, because it's nothing like having the consistency of having that paycheck every 2 weeks, because when you're solely just an entrepreneur and that's it, things fluctuate. You may have an up week, you may have a down week, you know. So when you have your job, you have that consistency. So that's just my 2 cents. My 2 cents.
I think that's great feedback, because there's a lot of people talking about being an entrepreneur but don't understand the sacrifice that it takes, the long hours that you work before you may even see a profit. They say the average business, it takes 2 years to really figure out if you're going to make it. So yeah, it's definitely a great thing to bet on yourself, but you also want to be wise and intentional. Like my wife said, you know, if you can hold on to that job as long as you can until things are steady and you got a flow, you got your reserves saved up, you know, for at least 12 months, then it's time to go. But you want to be wise. Don't let social media pressure you into doing something that God isn't telling you to move on.
Absolutely. Yes. So before we wrap up, you know, like we say, our title is Love, Merch, and everything in between. We always want to drop some nuggets, some information just to share. So what I would like to share, wrapping up, is that last week, the stock market crashed. So if you have your 401k, or if you're in the stock market and you don't check your holdings regularly, check it, you know, check it, see what's going on. You know, the S&P 500 fell 700 points, you know, was at 6,100. Now it's at like 56, 55. So be on top of your business, watch the news, watch what's going on. Elon Musk is like really the president right now, so just keep the news close, you know. So
I agree.
All right, we'll see you when we see you
next time. This is the pilot. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay.
That she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita, but definitely set this party off right.